Right now on our Village Inn hotline, very happy to have Brian Young, assistant coach for the New Orleans Saints, who will be once again hosting his free annual football pro camp happening tomorrow and Saturday at the Sun Bowl and Durham Center. And Brian joins us live on our Village Inn hotline. Good to have you back in El Paso, Brian, and welcome back to the program.
Hey, thanks, man. It's good to be back home. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. I was trying to think about this. Now, last year, you skipped the camp, if I'm not mistaken. Was that when you were also dealing with a new addition to the family?
Yeah. My wife was giving birth to our daughter, Sky, so we couldn't get it down, and it was too hard. It was like her due date was like right around the same time at camp, and it was just a bunch of risk, and I thought my wife was going to strangle me if I missed it. So we went ahead we had to postpone it last year. We still went ahead and picked 20 kids that we actually sent through the program to training, and we got ready for the SATs. We still did all that aspect, but we didn't do the actual camp last year. Well, it's going to be good to get back out there.
It is. It's going to be great to get back out there. And you've built this camp up for years, geared towards high school juniors and seniors. It's part of your way of giving back. And more than anything else, I think this is something where whether you're heading to college to play football or to go to school, it's good to just have a plan, Brian, and really know what's facing you, the challenges, and getting everything in order as you, get ready to finish your high school career.
Yeah, well, that was the big reason why I wanted to put this thing on, because we want to give these kids a chance to really have an idea of what they're getting ready to get themselves into, and so that way when they get there, they're not going in there not understanding or not knowing what to expect. I'm real big on anything I do. I'm always trying to plan a little bit of ahead and have an understanding of what I got to expect before I get there, so that way I'm not surprised by anything. And so, like I said, I want to do this thing to really try to help these kids get into school and to get ready to understand what they're fixing to get into if they really want to pursue a football career or whatever they wanted to do to get into school. But we just wanted to get them into school and get them ready before they actually got there.
That's one of the reasons why, for you, I know on Saturday you've got the college preparations portion of the camp with SAT, ACT information, knowing what that's all about. Tomorrow you've got sports health, nutrition, eating healthy, the proper diet. I wonder, and since you started doing this camp, do you find that more and more juniors and seniors are aware of nutrition and aware of their college preparations now than maybe they were when you first started this?
Yeah, especially within the field of nutrition, I think, because for so long it's not really been taught. I mean, even at the professional level, just recently within the last couple of years where you start seeing these nutritionists coming in and really, working with teams, it's never been a big issue. And you're starting to see there's so many more studies that deal with not only nutrition, but I'm talking about sleep patterns and sleep habits and making sure that you get enough these different ways to where you get your body to recover, so you're repairing yourself after a hard day of work. And there's a lot more emphasis of what you should be doing outside of actual practice. That's becoming more and more important. Like I said, even at our level, it's still relatively new yet. So we're trying to get these kids ready to go at this, high school and college level.
Now, as far as the coaches coming with you, I know there's going to be plenty of ex-coaches, current coaches, guys that we've met when we've done the meet and greet in years past and done the live broadcast with you. It seems like you've got a very loyal group of ex-athletes and coaches that are a part of this.
Yeah, like I said, we've had a lot of the same guys coming down each year, and it's been great. We had a couple of new guys. We've got James Willis, who's coming down this year, who's actually one of our assistant linebacker coaches who played in the league for, I think, 10 years, somewhere around there, about as long as I did. He's a great coach and, loves working with kids, and he's come down this year. Ed Stansbury's coming out to help out this year. I had a couple of the guys lined up that were going to come down, but some things, made that unable to happen, but have, promised to come down next year. So, but we've got more than enough guys to come out there, and like I said, it's going to be a good camp, and we're looking forward to it. And like I said, it's been 2 years now, so ready to get back out there with them.
Absolutely right. Registration starts tomorrow, 7:30. Just head over to the Sun Bowl. Now, will registration be at the Durham Center, Brian, or is that at the Sun Bowl itself?
Yeah, everything's done at the stadium. Yes, sir. Everything's at the stadium.
Okay.
But actually this year, hold on, let me ask Terrence, because I think they might have moved it. Hey, Terrence, registration, Sun Bowl, or are they doing it at the Durham Center? I think it's still going to be the same place. Yeah, it'll be at the same place, at the Sun Bowl. Same place as been in the years past. I just know that we may be doing some stuff on the practice field this year with the players. Yeah.
That's exactly what I figured. Now, when it comes to the not necessarily the drills and skills, but about the weight room techniques, the speed training. I know there's also body leverage, lower body as well. What do you enjoy as far as just passing along the information to the kids? Is there a specific part about the training portion that really has always appealed to you the most?
Well, I mean, I've always loved to train. So, I mean, I've been a big weight room guy. I love being on the field. I always liked pushing my body to the limits. And for some reason, I was one of those guys, I guess I was a glutton for punishment. I liked it when my body was aching and I could barely move. But I mean, I'm a real big technique guy. And so honestly, what I like to do at camp is actually try to slow things down a little bit, break it down to as simple as we can, and then slowly build it back up. Because, I mean, what we do, man, when you get into the season, things get going so fast. And each week you're having to prepare a new game plan to put together new things. And so, you really don't get the time to continually work on the little things and the details because you're moving at such a fast pace. So right now is a time to where hopefully you can work with some of these things and give these kids some things that they can take with them once they leave the camp that they can do on their own until they get ready for their season.
Brian Young with us right now on our Village Inn hotline as we continue here on Sports Talk. So I see that you break it down on offense with the linemen, quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, defense, defensive backs, defensive linemen, linebackers. So you've got the 7 offensive and defensive skills. And I'm going to ask this question just because I'm curious because it's not on the flyer, but do you have anything available for special teams, punters, kickers, or is this strictly offense and defense?
Well, we've brought in special teams guys in the past. The problem is just, like I said, getting guys. Like I tried to get Thomas Morstead to come down here this year, but he had the prior engagement that he had to be at, so I'm going to try to bring him down here. But so this year we don't necessarily have a special teams guy specifically for that, but I'm going to try to get one again for next year. When
you were wrapping up your high school career in Andress, before you went to UTEP and then eventually to the pros, were you a summer camp junkie where you would go to camps in town, out of town, and take advantage of this? Or were there just not things like this being offered 20 years ago in El Paso?
No, they didn't have things like this. I mean, I wish they would have, but no, they didn't have stuff like this. We just, like I said, I was always a meathead, so I always found a gym. And I was just talking to parents about it. It was just my dad used to make jokes because every time we'd go on vacation somewhere, the first thing I wanted to do was find out where the gym was at so I could go train. So I was always big into training, year-round, even during the season. I would lift as heavy as I could during the season. I never took much time off. But they didn't have things like this when I was coming up.
Brian Young with us right now on our Village Inn hotline as we continue here on Sports Talk. I can't stress enough, though, that this 2-day camp is absolutely free of charge. You get a camp shirt for free. You get SAT, ACT information for free. Nutrition and fitness information is free. The lunch every day will be free. And really a chance to learn from the best for 2 days in a row. And, again, that's what we talked about. Brian, you do a lot of this on your own dime. You bring guys in, you fly them into town. Some of these guys have come back every year. Others, like you mentioned, Coach Willis at New Orleans is doing this for the very first time. But, you look at camps around the country, sometimes kids are paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get to a summer camp. You're doing this for nothing.
Yeah, man. Listen, like I said, I want to help out every way I can here. And like I said, as long as this thing is helping these kids out, and it's getting these kids into school, we're going to continue to do this camp as long as it's having an effect. Once it's no longer effective, then we'll have to either change some things or we'll go ahead and put it to bed. But until that time comes, we're going to keep doing it. And one of the biggest things too is we want to make sure we get the parents involved. I've got 3 kids now, and I've always felt that if it's not important to the parents, it's never going to be important to the kids. So we want all the parents to come out. We want them to ask as many questions as they want to ask, and feel free to come out and participate and be involved in everything that's going on because, like I said, that's going to show your kids that you care and show your kids that these things matter as well.
Are parents invited to spend the whole time out there, or is there a specific time period where you encourage the parents to be here?
No, they can come out there. They can sit on the stands. They can watch. Like I said, when we go upstairs and we have the meetings with the players, we want them to come up there. Like I said, we want them to ask them questions because, listen, a lot of these kids, we were all that age at one point. I mean, that age, man, you want your food and you want to go home. Your ADD is all heck nowadays. And so half these kids are thinking about what they're fixing to do once they leave there. They want to go home and nap or thinking about PlayStation or something else. So really the parents, it's good to have them up there because they can ask some of the questions that maybe these kids may not be prepared to ask or may not be thinking about when they're sitting there in those meetings.
See, it's funny you said that because I would expect these kids to be so engaged knowing who they're going to get the opportunity to learn from that they'd put all that other stuff aside and they'd want to just try to sponge up as much of this free information as they possibly can.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're on the field, it's a little different. When you're actually active, but I mean, like I said, listen, I'm ADD. I'm on Adderall because I can't sit still. So when I've got to sit down for longer than 2 seconds, I go nuts. My mind's going on 500 things. So trust me, I know how to put myself in that position. I mean, it's easy to say that, yeah, they should be, and I get it. But I mean, they're normal. They're kids. I mean, their minds are wandering all kinds of things, man. They're ready to get up and they're ready to go do some things. Or, I'm the same way. I'm no different, and I'm sure not many of us are.
Hey, I noticed, by the way, as your coaching position, you're a pass rush specialist for the Saints. You drafted Sheldon Rankins in the first round out of Louisville. I know right now he's considered a run stopper more than a pass rusher, but is he a guy that just in working with him a little bit here during the late spring workouts and mini camps, you can envision a guy being a pretty good pass disruptor?
Yeah, listen, I think this is actually probably one of the more talented groups of D linemen we've had here since I've been in New Orleans, and I've been down there. Like I said, I think this is going on 13 years now. So I think with him, you've got David Onyemata, you've got Obum Gwachim who's coming around. This is going to be his second year with us. He's put on some weight and some strength. You've got, of course, you got Cam who does a great job. He can rush outside and inside. That's coming out faster and faster every year, and so you're trying to get more and more help inside. And so I think that's why we really kind of pay a little bit more attention to what we need inside to get some rush, some help inside to get this push going with this pocket and get the hands up and affecting the quarterback. Because it's not necessarily just about sacks, but you want to affect the quarterback nowadays. And so we've got to start getting some push up in the middle, and that's what we did in the draft this year. And like I said, so far right now, I think it's looking really well. We've got a lot of ability up front now. We got to keep it going forward from the off-season program and put this thing to work on Sundays.
The annual Brian Young Pro Camp starting tomorrow and Saturday, folks. Registration 7:30 tomorrow. Free for all high school juniors and seniors. If you play football, you're going to want to be there out at the Sun Bowl in the Durham Center learning from the best in the business, Brian Young himself. Good stuff as always, Brian. Enjoyed the time and look forward to getting you back on the show here down the road.
Hey, bud. Thanks for having me.